Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Oh Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Wena ukhuluma kanjani? Simanqaba senje, wena ukhuluma kanjani? Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Oh Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Ukhuluma kanjani? Simanqaba senje, wena ukhuluma. Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Oh Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Wena ukhuluma kanjani? Simanqaba senje, wena ukhuluma kanjani? Hayi wena ukhuluma kanjani? Thokozani Hotep Royals, please tap the screen if you can hear me, just to let me know that you can hear me. Please tap the screen. Shanda, Togoza, thank you. Togozeni, please tap the screen, family, if you can hear me. That way I know I'm not talking to myself. Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Wena ukhuluma kanjani? Simanqaba senje, wena ukhuluma. Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Mdlembe. Hey Josh, how are you? Good to see you. Thokozeni family, Hotep. Mdlembe ukhuluma kanjani? Wena ukhuluma kanjani? Simanqaba senje, wena ukhuluma kanjani? Thokozeni, lesedikhanya, ndaweshewe, Nangadev, Muribanji, habari gani, Kwaziwai, Dumelang, Kamagwini, Tobela, Emakosini, Hotep family, Hotep Black Nation, how is everyone doing? I do want to apologize. I was supposed to come back a few days ago with a continuation of our discussion of MAAT, and we're looking at the 42 Confessions of MAAT. If you haven't seen the first, I think I did the first, let me count. Be patient with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I did the first 11 of the 42 confessions, and we're going to carry on with the rest of the confessions of MAAT. But, as an introduction to that, I would like to just say what MAAT's function is. I've explained in detail what or who MAAT is. I've also explained in detail that this is an innate energy or principle that is within yourself. I've also explained MAAT's role in the cosmos or in the overall cosmic order. And I've explained MAAT within ourselves and our own physical bodies, so that people get the deeper understanding that we're not talking about something that is external to yourself, but we're talking about a function of creation that is within you too, right? It's also a function of creator, which makes that a function in you too, as an offshoot, if you like, or as a manifestation of creator. So MAAT's function really is structure, right? This neter brings fair judgment in legal cases and new rules and approaches to complex situations. In other words, while the 42 confessions of MAAT stand there as a way of guiding you, they are not outside of yourself. It also means that when faced with complex situations, you having or embodying this principle of MAAT have the ability to come up with a solution that restores order, justice, balance, harmony, stability, and so on and so forth. So we're looking at MAAT currently with these 42 confessions from the perspective of you as an individual who is also connected to your family, then connected to your community, then connected to the greater collective, the Black nation. So we will later on, like I've said before, talk about Ma'at in terms of civil society and governance in general, right? Mastogozin. So I hope everybody is doing well. We're going to carry on. So here is confession number 12. I'm not numbering them, but I will go through all of them. And where I stop is quite arbitrary, right? I will stop where I feel Spirit is leading me to elaborate further on something, or I will stop when I feel like I'm being told to stop, and then we'll continue next time. I hope that's acceptable to you guys. So here is the next one. I have not acted hastily or without thought. So I have not acted hastily or without thought. Most of you know this thing, that if you find yourself in a situation, you are supposed to take some time out to take some deep breaths before you respond. Because a lot of the times when you react to situations, things don't work out, because your reaction are usually defensive knee-jerk reactions that don't really result in any positive. In other words, say somebody hurts you and you immediately react. Well, what's going to happen? Possibly an explosion, because one person wronging you and you coming in and you reacting means that there is a lot of imbalance that's going to be created there. And most people usually regret their reactions. So this principle or this confession says, I have not acted hastily and without thought. You see, the Ma'at principles is also very much about impulse control and self-discipline. Because for you, in order for you to act after you've given something thought, it means you're able to control your impulses. You're able to control yourself. So the Ma'at principle is very much around that, especially within the individual, right? So I have not exaggerated my words when speaking. I have not exaggerated my words when speaking. How many of you guys like to exaggerate to tell a good story? Look, as a child growing up, I'm a storyteller as well, by the way. I'm a writer of literary fiction. So storytelling was my thing. But we're talking in this case about situations that may influence an outcome, either positively or negatively for yourself or for somebody else. Anything that you obtain in your life through manipulation, which is really what this particular confession, I have not exaggerated my words when speaking, means really that you don't manipulate. You don't use your words to manipulate situations to your favor, whether that means putting someone else in harm's way or putting someone else at a disadvantage. So when you're working with this particular principle, like I've said in the previous video, it's going to be up to you how you want to meditate on this and how you want Spirit to speak to you through these confessions. They're actually quite deep, and although I'm running through them like this, I'm going to try to see if I can give some depth so that you allow this principle of Ma'at to speak to you as an individual, also at a greater depth. Someone says, oh, your hair is beautiful. I did these myself. Yeah, my locks are underneath here. I don't like short hair very much. My locks are about here. I was like, no, I got to do something. So yeah, I did these myself. I'm not allowed to have people up in my hair, so I have no option But thank you. Thank you so much for the compliment. Okay. So, I have not cursed anyone in thought and in deed. Now, this is really important, family. I have not cursed anyone in thought and in deed. What are we talking about when we talk about a curse? Most people don't really understand what a curse is. I'm going to put it to you this way. If I say to you, nothing good will ever come to you, that's a curse that I've just put on you. If I say, or if I think, who does she think she is? Okay, she's married. She'll never have any children. Do you realize a curse is a statement, a very loaded statement that has a period at the end, wherein you are declaring something over somebody else's life? Now, I'll tell you something about curses. Depending on the spiritual fortitude of the individual you're placing such a curse on, depending on their connection with their guides, their protectors, their ancestors, a curse can stick. The worst curses are not those that come from people who are not related to you. The curses that tend to stick are those that come from those within your bloodline. And the curses that are the worst are the curses that are spoken over a child's life out loud. Say, for example, an aunt who says, you're not going to finish high school. By the way things are going, you're going to be pregnant before you're 16. That's a curse that a child will hear and internalize, that goes into the subconscious and can become a narrative that starts to run that child's life. And hey presto, at 16, said child does get pregnant. This is why we say words are very powerful. Our ancestors understood the power of the tongue. Our ancestors understood the power of thought. Because thoughts are words that you're actually saying, but you're saying them to yourself. When you're thinking, you're speaking, right? You just haven't verbalized it. You just haven't used your throat chakra to articulate it. And thoughts are fueled by emotions, which is energy in motion. So you can set up a negative energy in motion by then articulating it after you've had the thought. That is a curse, and it's very, very powerful. So as you live your life, as you go through your day, there are people who frustrate you, there are people who irritate you, there are people who you may not necessarily even mean for that thing to happen to them, but for the fact that you said it in a moment of frustration or anger, you said it in a moment of jealousy, you said it in a moment of discontent with your own life, the potency the potency of the emotions with which you say such a thing, even if you're muttering it under your breath, if the person or your target is spiritually weak, that curse can stick. That is why it is one of the 42 confessions. It is one of the 42 confessions because our ancestors understood the power of the tongue and the power of the mind. Thoughts become things, even over someone else's life. I have not stolen or disrespected, I have not stolen from or disrespected the deceased. What does that mean? Where are all my ancestral children? I'm about to say something here that I need you all to listen to because it just came to me and I'm going to spit it out. Many of you have ancestors who are caring for you, who are guiding, who are in so many ways making sure that there is provision for you. I put it to you that when you take what you believe to be your resources to do nefarious things or to give away, how many women are busy taking care of men and giving money away to boyfriends? You're stealing from your ancestors. You're disrespecting the deceased. Because a boyfriend is not recognized as anything legitimate in the ancestral realm. And most of these dusties that you're doing stuff like that for don't even love you. They're there to siphon you. You're disrespecting your ancestors who make provision for you, and you're disrespecting them, the deceased, meaning the ancestors. Otherwise, how else do you disrespect the deceased? That is the true meaning of this particular confession. So you may need to sit down with pen and paper and take stock to see, where is your abundance going? Where are you funneling your resources to? And is it aligned with your general mission and purpose? If you've never poured libation for your ancestors, but you can buy $200 worth of alcohol for your boyfriend, well, I'll leave it there in case somebody feels attacked. Here it is. I have not seduced anyone's wife. I have not. I have not seduced anyone's wife. I have not seduced anyone's husband. Black Nation. See, we have a problem in that arena, don't we? Lots of infidelity, lots of all sorts of things happening. Are you ready to deal with that? Because that is very, very important to look at. It is one of the confessions. It is one of the 42 confessions. I've spoken at length about the state of our relationships within the Black Nation. So I'm really not going to elaborate. I think that's self-explanatory. I have not closed my ears to the truth. I have not closed my ears to the truth. Many of you who follow me know that I have this saying where I say, once you've heard something, you cannot unhear it. That is what that means. Once you've heard a truth, you cannot unhear it. So you choosing to close your ears to it, or you choosing not to heed it, is a transgression. Because the truth is supposed to set you free. The truth is supposed to liberate you. The truth is supposed to enable your soul, that which is in your body, to find free expression. How does your soul find free expression if you are not aligned with the truth that you have heard? I have not terrorized anyone. Bullies, where are the bullies? Where are the bullies? Because that's what that means. If you are a workplace bully, check yourself. If you are a playground bully in school, check yourself. If you have children who you know are bullies, check them. This is not acceptable. It is not acceptable to torment a soul just because. Just because you yourself feel tormented somehow, just because you feel discontent, just because you're frustrated, just because you may be jealous or envious, does not give you the right to torment another soul. As far as the Confessions of MAAT are concerned, that's an act of terrorism. It doesn't come from me. It's written here. I have not terrorized anyone. I have not told lies. Ooh. Here's an exercise. Let's all do this exercise. This is a very important exercise. I want you to get yourself a blank piece of paper, right? I want you to put this piece of paper, either pin it on your fridge, pin it somewhere where you can see it, where it's close. If you like, and you're somebody who's moving around a lot to the office, back from the office, wherever, I want you to take this piece of paper, it's blank. Then I want you to get a red pen or a red marker. Then every time you tell a lie, I want you, don't go and write, I've told a lie. This is between you and you, right? You don't want, if anyone finds that piece of paper, all they should be seeing is little, either you put a red line or you put an X there. I want you to do this for one day. Let's see. You're doing a self-check, right? You're going to be doing a self-check. Nobody needs to know what you're up to. You get yourself a piece of paper. I don't have a pen here, otherwise I just demonstrate for you real quick. And every time you tell a lie, doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how small. What is a lie? You can lie by omission or you can lie by commission. When you lie by omission, it means when you fail to tell the truth. In other words, you find yourself in a situation, and in that particular situation, somebody needs to tell the truth and you withhold it. You keep quiet. You're lying. Lying by omission. Lying by commission is when you just lie. Somebody says, who took this? And then you say, I didn't do it. So I want you to do this exercise, right? Just see how many times in a day you actually tell lies. MAAT. She ain't playing. Also, on a deeper level, on a more serious note, how many lies are you living with in your life? Because a lot of the secrets we keep are actually part of the lies that we tell or don't tell by omission, right? How many secrets are you keeping? Because those secrets are untruths to whoever it is you are in relationship or associationship with. There's some of you who've told yourselves that there's some things you're going to take to the grave with you. It's not a good idea to take some things to the grave with you. It's not a good idea. Because you will have to deal with the scale of MAAT that will weigh your heart against a feather. And transgression of any of these that we've looked at so far, any transgression there will make your heart heavier than a feather. So, free yourself. Like I said, the truth will set you free. Lies have a way of festering within you. Most people suffer a lot of guilt and shame. Most people, especially the guilt, because of the lies that they store within themselves. That stuff eats you up. There are a lot of people who have anxiety issues, depression issues, and so on. And it's because that they're not facing some truths, or they are lying, outright lying, either to themselves or to the people around them. There are people who are not okay because of the secrets that they keep within themselves. There's no need to live like that. There really is no need. Why would you fear the judgment of people on certain aspects of your life when in actual fact, there's no one out there else judging you? Many of you fear judgment because you've been scared into believing that there is some external God out there who's judging you. It's nothing like that. This is about you, and getting you right. That's all these principles are about. That's why they are I statements. They're not anybody giving you a command. Nobody is saying here, thou shalt not kill. No one is saying here, thou shalt not commit adultery. That's all BS that was actually plagiarized from these 42 confessions. This is about you. And every time you do these confessions, remember that at the end of your life, when you transition to the duat, these are the confessions you will now have to make about the overall state of the life that you've lived. So why not start practicing now? Why not start being in balance and stable and truthful and in justice and in harmony with the cosmos now? You're not always going to get it right. None of us do. But we have a blueprint by which we can try to align ourselves with cosmic order in the here and now. That means less work for you when you transition. Right? That means you transition to be with your ancestors quicker than being in that limbo space where a lot of stuff has to be worked out, and those who you've left behind have a bunch of rituals that they need to do for you to try to elevate you from that low frequency state caused by the heaviness of the heart because of the life that you've lived. That's why I always say to people, there are things that you're doing now that you think you're getting away with. There are things you're doing now where you've been fooled into believing that the blood of the Lamb is washing you of your sin and you've been forgiven. There's no such thing if you don't come right. All that performative stuff that people do, going to a pastor or a priest to do confession, while you're busy doing your confession in here, you're already thinking that as I leave this place, where am I meeting my boyfriend instead of going home to your husband and kids? And because he has uttered the words, you have been forgiven, you'll walk away thinking you're good. No, you're not. Because this is about you and coming right. I always say to people, religion is much, much easier than spirituality. Because really spirituality, you come face to face with you. There's no one there, no one out there, no one coming to save anyone. There's no one coming to judge you. You want to stay in the gutter, you stay in the gutter by yourself. That's on you. Like literally. It's all in your hands. Right? It's all in your hands. There's no one with absolute power who's coming to absolve you from anything. Just remember that. Most people have done some heinous things and they think that because they went and they spoke these things, they confessed it to a priest who then says, yeah, I absolve you from your sins in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spook. Off you go. You think... You think you're good. You're not good. You're not good because at the core of your being, you're not okay, you're not right. And these confessions assist you. These confessions are there to assist you, to make sure that you're aligned with cosmic order. If you're not aligned with the cosmic order, I have not polluted myself. I have not polluted myself. What is the major way in which we pollute ourselves? It's very simple, guys and gals. Many people are busy polluting themselves because of lack of impulse control and self-discipline. We've talked about this before. Interpersonal relationships. We've talked about even the things that you consume in media. What are you spending most of your time with? You pollute yourself with alcohol, excess. You pollute yourself with what? PORN. You're polluting yourself with what? Drugs. What is pollution of the self? Pollution of the self means anything that adulterates or alters negatively your physical composition, i.e. this body, this vessel which houses your soul. Anything that adulterates or alters your mind, your thought processes from which your actions come. Thoughts become things. Before you act on something, it has to have been a thought first. So, this is a deep one. That's a deep one that, again, will require you to sit with yourself, by yourself, and do some introspection. I have not polluted myself. It is a transgression, according to the Confessions of MAAT, to pollute yourself. It is gross disrespect to yourself. Which self? Your higher self. Your God self. Your divine self. That is the self that this is talking about. Not just your physical self. Your physical self is very much important because it is a gross manifestation of your higher self. So, that's a good one to sit with too and contemplate, right? I think I'll stop here today, family. I think I'll stop here and then we can carry on when I'm next back. I'm hoping I'll be back tomorrow. I've been busy trying to catch up with my consultations, family. I have a backlog since I traveled. So this always happens. The first week when I get back and the second week, I'm trying to deal with jet lag. I'm trying to teach or deal with messages. I'm told, go and say this. I'm also trying to deal with the backlog of clients who have booked consultations. So please bear with me. I love to keep my promises, especially when I say I will be back. But I've explained to you guys that sometimes I don't get to control when I come. But I hope this has been useful for you in this season of MAAT, which we are in. Be aware of the signs of the times. Be spiritually aware of things that are happening around us. I know a lot of people have messaged me to say, Gogo, do you see the truths that are truthing? So much truth coming through. Do you see there's so many scandals, right? Of things that we really had no clue would be coming out now, but it's all over the world. It's crazy. But we are in that season. So we live in that consciousness too, that as we go through this season of MAAT, there's a lot that will be unearthed. So as a lot is being unearthed on that bigger, wider scale, may a lot be unearthed in you personally so that you can face some of these truths and you can heal where the healing needs to happen. Ne? So, in that and on that note, Black Nation, one love. And see you guys next time. Masithokozeni.